Chikapula, Pipiti, Poppity. Amber, YouTube time. YouTube? Oh, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. It's Amber and Tally here, and today we are doing our section 2 of our chess. Awesome! You might see that Owly and Shelly aren't here. Do you know why? Tally, you can tell them. Well, my friends were so tired that they instantly fell asleep. That is indeed correct. But we will still have some fun. First, make sure to subscribe to our channel, click the bell, and like this video. Now, let's begin. Today, we will be reviewing what we learned about a month ago, because we did have a little break, right? But now, we are going to review and learn some new moves. And in the next few videos, we will be learning some basic tactics to win. First, let's review the board. Do you remember that there are two teams, black and white? Whoops. Yes. And did you remember that the bottom are called rows? Yes. And that the rows are from A through H? Correct. And they are the bottom and the top. And the sides are called columns. They are numbered from 1 through 8. And each square has its own name. Yes. Let's do an example. Possibly this one. This one is A3. Always say the letter before the number. That's the rule. Now we'll be moving on to the pieces. What is this? Yes, that is the pawn. How many pawns are for each team? 8. Yes, 8 indeed. Now, how do pawns move? Yes, when they are still on their home rank, for white that is the 2nd, for black that is the 7th, they can move 2 squares. But after they move off of their home rank, no more 2s, just 1s. We have a special rule. For example, this pawn was right here, and this pawn was right here. Now they're diagonal, right? And this pawn can slide diagonal to eat the black pawn. That's an exception, but only if a piece is where the pawns can eat. And no matter if they can move up or to eat, they can never move backwards. That might seem a little hard because just in case you want to get out of a piece, but nope. Moving on. What is this? Do you remember who I am? The knights. Yes. How many knights for each team? 2. Correct. And how do knights move? Yes, they move in an L shape, like this. 2 squares, 1 square, or 2 squares, 1 square. What is this? Do you remember who I am? Yes, the bishop. How many bishops for each team? 2. Correct. And how do bishops move? Yes, they move according to their color. There are a light square and a dark square bishop. The light squared bishop can only move on white squares or light squares. And a dark squared bishop can only move on black squares or dark squares. Like this. For example, this was a light squared bishop, so they can only move on light squares. Never can a light squared bishop move to a dark square. That's an What is this? Yes, the rook. Now, how many rooks are for each team? 2, correct. Wow, my head is spinning. 2. Indeed. Now, how do rooks move? Yes, up, down, and both sides. Let's see an example. Up, down, side to side. That's nice, isn't it? What is this? Do you remember who I am? The Queen. Indeed. You might want to call her Majesty. Hello, I am Her Majesty. how many queens are for each team? 1, right. But you can still make a new queen. I will tell you that in probably a future video. How do queens move? Yes, it is a rook and a bishop combined. She can move up, down, side to side, and diagonal. Wow! And what is this? Do you remember me, the old grandpa? Yes, the king. You might want to call him His Majesty, though he is very slow. I am called the old grandpa. How do kings move? Yes, they can only move one square up, down, side to side, diagonal. And do you remember how many kings are for each team? Yes, 1. And you cannot make any more kings. No, no, no. There is a special move that only pawns can do. I forgot to tell you this. For example, let's just put 2 pawns and 1 pawn. This pawn will be right, let's say, here. And let's just do 1 pawn for each. This is called en passant. For example, this pawn, whoops, let's put this on the 7th rank because that's his home rank, right? Yep. So pretend this pawn has just moved 2 squares. Now it's right next to this pawn, right? And you can magically eat it. This is called en passant. It means that when a pawn has first moved its 2 squares and there's a pawn right next to it, boing, bye-bye. Ah! And it's magical, isn't it? Indeed. That's it for today. Thank you all for coming and listening to my amazing review video. In the next video, we will learn about check, the way to checkmate. I'll tell you more about that later. So if you're interested, better watch my video, which will be posted maybe on Sunday. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'm going to go practicing my spells. Abracadabra! Bippity-boppity-boo!